All right, today we're jumping into a huge cultural phenomenon, one that's captivated millions of people: The Secret. We're going to break down the core ideas from Rhonda Byrne's massive bestseller. And it all boils down to one central, really powerful claim: that you can completely change your life just by changing what you think.
So, this brings us to the big question, right? Can your thoughts actually change your life? I mean, literally, physically change the world around you. That's the super provocative idea that this secret is built on. It suggests the reality you see every day is just a mirror, a direct reflection of what's going on inside your head.
And this quote from the book, it just nails the kind of mindset shift we're talking about. Most of us are in that first group. I'll believe it when I see it. But The Secret flips that completely on its head. It says, no, you have to believe it first, and then you'll see it show up in your life. It's a total reversal. Okay, section 1. Your thoughts shape reality. This is the big one, the foundational claim that promises to transform your life. So yeah, the whole idea is that your thoughts literally shape your reality. And we're not just talking about, think positive vibes. The book presents this as a fundamental law of the universe, like gravity. It's the engine behind this entire philosophy. Next up, the law of attraction. This is what the book calls the great secret of life. So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this even work? Well, the mechanism, the secret ingredient, is something the book calls the law of attraction. And it's not just a law. It's described as the most powerful law in the entire universe. So what is this law of attraction? It's actually pretty simple at its core. It just says that like attracts like. Think of it this way. Whatever you're holding in your mind, day in and day out, your main thoughts, your feelings, the images you play on repeat, that's what you're going to pull into your life. It's like you're a magnet for experiences that match your mindset. To boil it down even more, the book's main message is just this: your thoughts become the things in your life, period. It argues that your mind is this incredibly powerful magnet, and it's always on pulling in situations and circumstances that are on the exact same frequency as your thoughts. So let's look at how this plays out. The book makes this pretty stark comparison. If you're constantly thinking about lack, focusing on the bills you can't pay, the debt you have, or being sick, the claim is you're just going to attract more of that stuff. But if you can flip that script and focus on abundance, on wealth, on well-being, on opportunity, well, that's what's going to start showing up for you instead. All right, the 3-step creative process. This is a simple method to attract what you want. So I know this might all sound a little bit out there, a bit theoretical, but The Secret actually gives you a how-to guide. It's called the creative process, and it's broken down into a really simple 3-step method for getting what you want. Okay, so here are the steps. Ask, believe, and receive. Step 1, ask. You've got to get super clear in your head about what you want. No vague wishes. Then you ask the universe for it. Step 2, believe. And this is a big one. You have to act, speak, and think like you've already got it. And finally, step 3, receive. This is all about feeling good. That good feeling, according to the book, is what tunes you into the right frequency to actually get it. Now that second step, believe. This is where it gets interesting. The book really hammers this point home. It says this is the hardest step, but it's also the greatest, most important step you'll ever take. This is where the magic, or the real work, actually happens. So what does it really mean to believe? This quote spells it out. You must act, speak, and think as though you have it now. See? It's not about just sitting around wishing for something. It's an active thing. Your actions, what you say, what you think, everything has to line up with the reality that you've already got what you asked for. So let's go from thought to reality with some real-life stories from the book. I mean, to really show how this is supposed to work, the book is just packed with stories from people who say they used this process and got amazing results. So let's check out a couple of these examples straight from the source. Okay, first up, we've got Annie from Malaysia. Her desire, her ask, was super specific. She wanted to win exactly 100,000 Malaysian ringgit. So what did she do? Well, look at this. She literally wrote herself a check from the Bank of the Universe. Put that check on a vision board, and she looked at it every single day, just believing it was going to happen. And when those little doubts crept in, you know how they do, she would just visualize herself holding the prize money. She kept her focus on feeling good. You can see how this lines up perfectly with those believe and receive steps, right? She was acting as if and focusing on that good feeling. So, what happened? The outcome, as told in the book, is that she won the grand prize. And get this, the prize was for exactly 100,000 ringgit, the exact amount she had written on that check.
Okay, let's look at another one. This is John from Australia. He didn't just want to, meet his hero, Stevie Wonder. No way. His ask was way bigger, way bolder. He declared, I'm not going to just meet Stevie Wonder, I'm going to sing with him. Now, John's belief step was just on another level. He told everybody it was going to happen, even when they were probably looking at him like he was nuts. Then a TV contest pops up to sing with Stevie Wonder. He enters, just once. He was so sure, he basically said, yep, this is mine. He was already living in that reality where it had already happened. And the result? According to the story, the impossible happened. He won the whole national contest, and he actually got to sing, live on stage, with Stevie Wonder himself. He totally pulled off that wild declaration. Okay, so maybe you're hearing these huge stories about winning the lottery or singing with Stevie Wonder, and you're feeling a little skeptical, right? Well, the book totally gets that. It actually anticipates it, and it suggests a way to get past that doubt. Start small. Build up your belief muscle. And it gives all these cool examples of people just testing the waters with small, low-stakes stuff, like Amanda, who tried to attract a specific type of penny, or Larnie, who was craving a very particular kind of dumpling, and then bam, someone brings them into work the next day. There's even a story about a guy named Jason looking for a rare red thimble. The whole point is that these little wins, they build your faith. They prove to you that it works so you can move on to bigger and bigger things. All right, let's talk about the power in you. This is the key takeaway from The Secret. So after all the stories, all the steps, what's the big idea here? What are we supposed to walk away with? Well, the final message of The Secret is that all this power, it's already inside you. Yeah, the core message is that for the law of attraction, literally nothing is impossible. The universe doesn't care if you're asking for a penny or $1 million. It's all the same. The real change doesn't happen by forcing things out in the world. It happens when you change your mind. It's about mastering your internal world first. And this quote from the author Rhonda Byrne just says it all, doesn't it? You change your life in the only way you can ever change it. Change your mind, and then your life will change. It's that simple and that profound. So, in the end, what The Secret is really telling us is that your life is basically a giant mirror. It's just reflecting back at you everything you're holding inside, your thoughts, your beliefs, your deep down feelings. And so the book leaves us with this one really powerful question. What are you going to choose to hold?